everyone, it's great to be here. Right. So what I'm trying to do over here in the talk is not so much talk about online education, but a little bit more about how we look at opportunities in the field of IT, and where do we see majority of the growth coming in the next 10 years, and therefore probably help people take more informed calls on which direction they should shape their careers in, right? So finally, career growth. I mean, when we talk about career growth, obviously there's a slightly more philosophical angle that Ravi touched upon, where it's more about what's your calling and where you want to go. But at the same time, career growth, when you actually get down to it, is a lot about demand supply, right? I mean, one example that we keep coming across is essentially this, that if you think about the IT boom of the 90s, there were certain skills that were giving people growth as high as 25-30% increments year on year. And the same skills today, if you look at it, it'll be a challenge for the person to even keep his job, because the world has moved on, right? And things change so fast that it's not the same skills that are going to deliver growth when you fast forward in time. And this is how we internally look at it, right? That there are different technologies and different skills which are in different stages of growth. If you look at the technologies in hypergrowth, these are areas where demand is huge and you don't have the right kind of skill sets available. Similarly, stable growth are areas where they've been around for a while and there is still growth to be had, but there are also a lot of skilled people available over there, and so on. What we do at Simplilearn is essentially this, that when we look at building courses, our entire goal is that we want to focus on the kind of skills or job roles which would be seeing majority of the job growth that's going to happen in the next decade, right? And the entire focus of the company is essentially to put out courses and curriculum which is going to align to the needs of professionals in terms of where is their career going to give them maximum impact, as well as enterprises, where are the largest problems for enterprises in terms of upskilling their talent, because obviously there's a lot of talent which kind of becomes less relevant in face of change. And this is really what we are seeing, and this is more data that I felt would be helpful given the topic on careers. If you look at areas like mobile, cloud, big data, data science, IT security, digital marketing, these are the places where there were 28 million jobs which were opened in 2015, and 9 million of them could not be filled because there wasn't the right talent available. Right, and what this translates into is, immediately, given the kind of supply-demand economics that we have, it translates into a remuneration premium for these skills, right? And this is really what, in a lot of cases, career growth is all about. I think all of us would have faced that fairly. Given the same starting point, a person taking one track versus a person taking a slightly different track, there would be a significant difference in the kind of hike or growth or more opportunity being available to a person if he's picked up an area which actually saw great growth over a 10-year period, right? And that is really what it's all about when it comes to career planning, that at times you need to reinvent yourself. At times you need to know that it's time to switch gears, start in an area that is actually seeing much more rapid growth and try to reinvent your skills, acquire new skills. And that really is something that is very difficult. I mean, for a lot of people, it's a huge challenge that if you worked on a particular technology for 5 or 6 years and suddenly you see that there's another technology that's kind of booming, how exactly do you make the shift? But that's really the choice that faces a lot of us, because the rate at which change is happening, I think one another example that we kind of quote very often internally in our discussions is that if you look at it 10 years back, who would have guessed that Nokia would not exist anymore? Right, I'm saying in early 2000, it was impossible to imagine that Nokia as a company would not continue to lead the cell phone market. And that changes of that sort are only accelerating. So this picture that we are seeing over here, the skills that I'm talking about over here, I'm sure that 5 years down the line, this pyramid is going to be totally different. And the only way that we can realign to that kind of a situation is to reskill and adopt new technologies really fast, right? And that's the gist of it. So I was going to talk a bit about data science, but I think there's been a lot of discussion already around that, so let me not get into it. But really, 2 points that we see when we actually see our entire history of engaging with about 500,000 professionals who've taken our courses and stuff, is that one of the biggest challenges that professionals face is lack of information and inertia. Right? These are the two biggest challenges. A lot of times it's very difficult for people to get started because, all the stuff is out there. And let's say, many of you want to start learning data science. It's extremely difficult without having a structured resource to go to or having a mentor. And, which is essentially where online education comes into play, that if there are structured courses and, instructors who are available, then it can just help people accelerate the first 2-3 months of learning, and then after that the self-learning cycle kicks in, which is much easier, right? So that's the gist of what I had to share. If there are any questions, I can take those. Thanks.